Plaintiff Jacqueline Ellis started dating the defendant after they met at a grocery store. But she had no idea that he was a smooth-talking, so-called pimp who drank beer morning, noon, and night. Jacqueline claims she soon discovered that the defendant also had a criminal record, and she's suing him today for a television and harassment. Defendant Michael Britton admits that he got into trouble in the past, but he insists that was years ago. Michael claims Jacqueline is the true alcoholic who drank vodka all day long, and he denies owing for the television because he claims it was a birthday gift from Jacqueline. Michael's countersuing for rent and a housing tax credit.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I met this smooth-talking, so-called pimp.
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true. Looks are very deceiving. If you saw me, if you saw me in Milwaukee, you'd think I was a bum. My hair is always in a stock, and I wear the raggiest stuff around. I don't want to go around town like that.
I was talking.
Oh, nothing like that. Well, I had to interrupt you.
Anyway,
that was a pretty tough allegation, saying that the man was a pimp.
Really,
I got 4 shoes in a mouth.
But I didn't recognize that.
You need to stop lying on this man, ma'am. Pimps don't ask for housing tax credits. That ain't how that goes. That's not how that goes.
You know what?
Yes, sir.
Some of it is my money, and I want it now.
All right, we're going to allow her. Now, you sound like a pimp.
Okay. Oh, no.
I want some of it was my money, and I want it now. Go ahead.
Anyway, I met him in 2009, January 1st. What a way to start the year off. And at a grocery store, he was in line, and he was actually in front of me, and I felt someone staring at me from the corner of my eye, and finally, I looked over and asked him, "Excuse me, do I know you from somewhere?" He says, "No, but I'd like to get to know you." I'm like, okay. He kind of like, I brushed that off, and he left out the store. When I got out the store was closing.
So what was that, do I know you from somewhere?
Because he was staring at me so that he made me
Why
nervous.
you just keep looking forward and keep it moving?
Okay, I was hoping that he would keep moving.
Beautiful women get stared at all the time.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But they just keep it moving. They don't stop and go over to the guy. Hey, do I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, what's up?
You put a move on the man.
Keep it moving.
Go ahead. So after you made your move.
Then I left out the store, and he was on the parking lot. So I jumps in my car real quick, lock my door, and he finally comes to my window. I put a little crack in my window, about that size.
You said, "Follow me." What did you do?
He was being a very nice gentleman.
Okay.
And he was talking very sensible and very normal. I exchanged numbers with him, phone numbers, which I thought, okay, I can have a friend or something like that. We started dating, and about after a year or so, we moved in together. And that's when I kind of saw the real Michael Britton at that time. That he was a party animal that I really didn't care for, and I knew he drank beer, but I didn't know that he had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I didn't know that he was lied a lot of times on certain things. His criminal.
How did you find out?
Criminal back when I pulled the records here. When I finally pulled these records.
Do you want this to be disclosed?
No. What does that have to do with the issue at hand?
Okay, ma'am.
Everybody got a pass.
He has protested about.
No.
He has.
Well, the thing is that he did spend 3 years in prison, but he didn't
what does
tell
that
me.
have to do?
What does that have to do with this TV and this waterfall?
Can you link that to any of the actions you're accusing him of?
The point I'm trying to make there is there's some battery charges, and it was one time that he put like a bag over my head.
Wow.
This is preposterous. This is crazy. Me and this bag thing, let me tell you, let me explain this. Here's how this bag thing happened. We're in the house, we're having fun, me and her around the house. And she says, "Baby, come and look at this." So I've been over, look at it. She threw it over my head. It was just a bag. It was a gag. It was a joke. That's all.
No, it started off as a joke, but then
get for real.
We got
Let's
into it
move
one
on.
evening.
Yeah,
Sir,
please.
do you want to give me any other background on your relationship before we get to the property?
Absolutely. Yes, I did meet Miss Ellis in January of '09. Sure did. We exchanged numbers. Miss Ellis, I didn't call her right away. I called her in about 4 or 5 days later. She immediately came to my home. When she came to my home that night, we just sat there and chatted. The next night, we sat on the bed and, well, I've been married twice. I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, "Do you do crack? Do you smoke marijuana? Do you drink?" It's good to get these things out in the open so I know what I'm dealing with.
Because what I'm saying, you can't be around crack.
Oh, no, man. That's years gone by.
Go ahead.
And so we ended up getting together. When I met Miss Ellis, after a couple of months, she took me home to meet the mama. I tell you the truth, my hand to God. That woman, her mother told me, she says, Michael, you're a real nice guy, but I want to tell you something. I said, what? She said, Jackie snore like a cow. I'm like, oh, you know, that ain't no big thing. Wait a minute. Then she said, she's a drunk. I don't drink aristocrat vodka all day. Who does?
I don't.
Oh, Lord,
No, I don't.
did you stop drinking?
You drink your beer.
What you do? I can do that. I'm not driving. I'm not going to work. The government that gave me a
I
stamp
don't either.
said I can relax for the rest of my life.
I can have my occasional drink.
Oh,
When
occasional
I get
drink.
ready, yes, I can.
You call it occasional? Jackie, you were knocked down drunk. Get out of here.
I was
You know
not-
what I mean?
not- never knocked
you should
down
be paying
drunk.
me for all the anguish I went through with you. Trying to watch you, make sure you... Sorry.
That's enough.
Okay.
I was just letting you all kind of get it out.
There you go.
Because, ma'am, that's one of the first things you said about him is that he drank all day.
Yes.
And come to find out, your own mother.
My mother didn't tell me
I
that.
swear to God, I swear on Jesus, I swear
They
she
told
did.
you nothing
And
like
it's-
that.
Don't do too much of
Okay.
that. I can't get
Man.
struck by you. Too close.
I wouldn't lie on her mother. I wouldn't...
Get me struck by lightning.
But
Wait till you get outside and do all that.
I wouldn't lie on her mother. I promise you that.
Let me allow you to get to the personal property you're suing him for.
I ended up moving October the 6th of this year. And when I moved, when I got to our property, he wasn't there. And I went in and I noticed that my TV and my waterfall were not there.
All right, so what did you say to him about the TV and waterfall later?
I called him right away when I went inside of the house.
What did he say?
And I asked him, where is my TV and waterfall? And he didn't say anything.
Sir, the television and waterfall, you paid for all of it?
No, I did not, sir. This is what happened. We were out shopping one night, and we went into Stein's Gardens and Gifts, and I'm just standing there looking at it like, oh man, I wish I had the money to get this. So we go back out to the car.
You said that?
Yes.
In front of her?
Yes.
Dry begging.
Oh, well, no. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have this.
That's dry begging.
Well, I mean, how is
You know what that is.
Well, all right, it is what it is.
Yeah, somebody with you who has a couple dollars and you looking at something you want. I wish I had
Oh,
that.
I wish I had that.
Then you
Right.
look up the side of your head, the side of your eye. Go ahead. So you
Okay.
dry begged her and what happened?
She bought it. She wrote a check. Okay, the TV came about in I would say the last week of April or May, and it was a birthday gift to me. And that's why it got put into the property.
No, it was not.
Reason being, excuse me, the reason I wanted a better TV was because I wanted to watch Judge Mathis in here. Everything, clarity. I want the picture, the big
You're
picture.
halfway decent con man.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know
have
about
mercy.
pimping.
I got to go back to Milwaukee, Your Honor. Come on now.
Well, you the one trying to con me with you have to have a television to watch me.
Well,
now,
a better TV.
Once again, how was it determined it was a gift?
She said it right there in the store.
Okay, she said, I'm going to get you this as
For
a
your
gift.
birthday.
The TV and the waterfall, how was it purchased, under what circumstances?
It was purchased, the TV was purchased.
Were you all together?
Actually, we were together, yes.
Okay, and did he ask you to buy it?
No, we decided we wanted to buy a TV. But he knew it was mine. If I ever left, I expected the TV to go with me.
Okay.
And I
you
bought
never-
it because I had just received
When did
my
you buy?
taxes.
Approximately when was it? Let me see that.
Okay. Here's a bank statement of when I actually drew out, and that's the receipt for the TV.
All right, and from Walmart, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right, when is your birthday?
5/5. 61. 5/5/61. Oh man.
Is that correct?
His birthday is 5/5/61.
This is near his birthday.
But that's right when I got my taxes too. If you look at the statement, my bank statement, that's the only reason I was able to purchase a TV.
Yeah, but you're living together. Baby, I'm going to buy you a new TV so you can watch Judge Mathis. Better, because this one is not clear.
This ain't clear. With
Well,
these
no,
two-
honestly, to watch football games or sports. I'm going to have to get a little more testimony to determine, because I'm not convinced yet about the television. All right, waterfall, and what happened there?
Like you said, he's like, oh, that's a pretty waterfall. Or so, and I'm like, oh, that is nice. And I purchased it.
You purchased it because you liked it also?
Yes.
All right. Where was it? In both of you all's bedroom?
What happened is he lived with his sister in a one bedroom, and I was staying at home with my mom.
So where was it?
So his residence.
Good enough. Now, what's the harassment and security deposit for?
The security deposit is because after I moved, I didn't. He still lives there.
Okay, well, you're not entitled to it yet until he moves.
Okay.
What has to happen is the landlord comes in, and he and the landlord go through the property, and the landlord determines how much he or she should subtract from the security deposit based on the condition, and then what is left goes to the two of you. If he doesn't give you your share then you have a right to sue, but you have to wait until the landlord deducts the amount that the landlord is entitled to. Harassment, how has he done that?
This right here, Your Honor, is where he would not, I kept telling him to stop calling, stop calling.
Why did he start harassing you?
I have no idea, but I have it.
Okay, sir, did you make a lot of these calls, and if so, why?
I'm almost positive I did. Reason being, Miss Ellis left the property in August with no excuse, no no nothing. Oh, yes, I'm going to call. What's up? What's going on?
Did you leave in August or October?
I left October 6th.
No, she moved her things out of the property October the 6th.
Right. Is that
it
true?
was there.
Had you left already?
Yes.
I hadn't left already.
You had been there every day
No, I
the
had
month
not.
of September?
No,
How
sir.
many days had you been gone in September?
Approximately most of September.
All right, ma'am.
Because
he had a right to believe you had moved.
Your Honor, he had told. I
All
told
right,
him,
let's see. And you were calling her regarding what?
The rent.
And you say, ma'am, you weren't there most of September. He called you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on September 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times on the 3rd. Sir, this look like you trying to get back in love.
No.
Anybody call this much every day about some rent? Every day. Sir, I'm looking at 11 calls. Did you have an answer machine?
No, I answered
Why?
maybe one time, and then
right.
then I asked him what did he want, and he would never tell me because actually,
Why didn't you answer his call?
because he was getting on my nerves.
No, what about the first one?
The first one I would answer,
How about the second one?
not the second one.
Why?
Because he never wanted anything, Your Honor. I don't know what
What did he say on the second one?
On the second one, I wouldn't answer.
Okay, so you don't know whether he wanted anything or not. You never answered his calls, even though you didn't know what he wanted.
Right.
And that sounds strange. That sounds like you're dodging him.
Does it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When a person has called you repeatedly and you never answer their call, not knowing why they are calling, that indicates you're dodging them. $775 for unpaid rent and housing tax credit. How does she owe you for that?
Okay, the rent. She was delinquent. We had a
What months?
If I'm not mistaken, it was she gave me money in August, September. We had a lease.
Ma'am, did you break the lease?
No, I
Your
did
share?
not.
All right. Show me where the landlord gave you permission to move. Housing tax credit. How does she owe you for that?
Okay, we have been there a year. It's a way you can file to get a little bit of a credit back. And so me having other obligations, I couldn't file for it. I allowed her to. But it was under the pretenses that we would take it.
What other obligations?
Oh, wow.
prevented
Child
you?
support.
That wouldn't
Have one
allow
child.
you to do it?
They would have took it.
All right. And how much did you want for that?
Half of it.
Half? We're gonna
It should be half
We're going to
mine.
send that to your children. Yeah. We're going to try to... You sound crazy. Coming here telling me about a scheme you engaged in to avoid paying your child support? You must not watch me.
Okay.
I don't go with that, Doc. No deadbeats. These children need to eat. You have your item that says the landlord allowed you out of the lease?
Yes, there's
All right.
her statement.
I cannot say that Miss Ellis broke the lease. I can say she was not present. Mr. Britton has not failed to pay the rent. The top statement was not written by me. She said the statement wasn't written by her.
No, sir, that's her. She told me the top part, I typed it out.
You read.
And then what happened?
Read, ma'am, and tell me what that means. Read that
Can I
last
explain to you?
paragraph, ma'am. Read the last paragraph in her handwriting.
Sure, it says...
Tell me what that means in your opinion.
This top part was not written by her. I sent it to her, the whole thing. She said, okay, I'm going to rewrite it in my words. And that's why she said,
right, and she's not saying the same thing. Those are two different things. She changed it because she did not have the intention of doing what you allege happened. So therefore, she did not allow you out of that lease. You tried to get her to say it. You typed it up yourself and gave it to her. She said, no, I'm not signing that nonsense. She said, I'll write the real deal. Ma'am, I believe you have been deceiving me for the most part. You said that you bought a waterfall for the both of you. He says the waterfall was for him, and indeed it did go to his residence when you had a separate residence. I do not believe the phone calls were harassment either. You never answered one more time because you didn't want to pay the rent I'm concluding that you owe. Security deposit, I've told you about that. Therefore, ma'am, I'm going to dismiss your claim. With regard to your housing tax credit, sir, if you did have an agreement, it was an illegal agreement because you were trying to evade the law. $275 I will grant you for the rent because I believe she did leave and failed to pay her share of the rent. Have a good day. Judgment for the counterclaimant.
Me personally, I'm sorry it came to this. I never even knew we weren't even together in a way. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just sorry it turned out this way.